Oh, g'day guys, just with the Anzac Day Eve meeting on Tuesday night coming up in Launceston, I thought it was an apt time to pop up another video preview. It's 10 races. The meeting actually attracted very good nominations, so it's probably a bit of a unfortunate that the rail's out 9 metres. It sort of narrows down the number of runners, as we could have had capacity fields in a number of races, but it's still drawn together a very even meeting with numerous chances in most races, which by extension also means a bit of value. So as I mentioned, the rail's out 9, soft 5 at the moment. It's about 9 o'clock Tuesday morning as I'm doing, on Monday morning as I'm doing this. Very overcast in Launceston at the moment and very dewy as well. So even though it hasn't rained, there's still a lot of moisture in the ground. So you imagine the soft 5 is probably going to remain intact. So we'll jump into it with 10 races. By the time I put a few videos up, it's probably going to go for a while. So first is a tough one for the maidens. Obviously you've got a few who have been consistent in this grade. Miss Eleanor is probably forced to pick one of the race brigade. I'm just going to take a bit of a flyer on one from the trials in Royal Strategy. A few we have trialled okay. Caesar's Quest is a 2-year-old taking on older horses. Never easy, like only getting a couple of kilos off the others. Miss Lardidard also trialled alright if it gets a run. But just have a quick look at Royal Strategy. Trialled at Devonport during the week. And I think it was trial 5 from memory. Yep, that's the one. So it's a bit of a big rangy type, so you can see in the red colours a bit slow to begin. And if we just watch it from here, I think if it had clear galloping room, like it's definitely travelling here, looking for somewhere to go, and goes back to the inside and starts making up pretty good ground here and runs out of, just sort of gets grabbed hold of here as the leader rolls back in and just goes to the line under its own steam the last 100. So I think there's a bit of ability there. You know, definitely should have gone very close to winning the trial anyway. So in the first, we'll just have, as I said, it's a bit of a throw at the stumps. So, but something on Royal Strategy, obviously a bit price dependent, should be a bit of value though. The second, pretty similar case to the first. I see here deserves top billing, like super consistent in this grade. It's drawn wide-ish, but will race on speed and make its own luck. Probably not keen to take shorty odds about it though. There's one here from the trials, April Baby. It was in the trial won by Eternal Moon, which was in Hobart last week. The time was very slow, so take out of this what you will. But it does have decent Victorian form. So it is back on the inside when we're looking for it. So it is settled to the last on the fence. Now if we just watch it from here, up the inside, I think it's a fair argument it should have won the trial as well. So everything else is under riding, and when it sort of gets asked for an effort here, look. Yeah, no, so even though it was very slow trial, I still think there's a little bit of merit in that run. So as I said, the more just interest bets early on, so April Baby in the second. The third's probably the first one I'm half keen on, and it's in the form of number 6 per run. It was first up in the state last time. It's actually in the same race that it ran third, Zippernay ran second, Westy ran 4th, and He's Russian ran 5th. So they ran 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Sees them all actually went over the same distance a race later and ran 2nd, but they were about a 2nd slower. So you can draw a line through that pretty well. And He's Tough Enough. It's an interesting one, resuming. First time over 1600, did win a 1300 trial last time, and actually from memory he debuted over 1600 last time in work. So, and is probably the leader in the race if there's any leader bias at all as well. So, but Perun said so. I liked its first up run in Tassie. It didn't have much luck early in the race. It was actually 3 deep, no cover the trip. So we'll have a
chain.
So this was over 1400. So it drew the extreme outside gate. So you see it's either got to go all the way back to last or then pressed on a little bit and gets caught wide for the duration. So you can see it still is here. 3 wide working forward. Might just let it roll from here. It sticks to its guns well. Here's Zippernay in the light blue colours trailing it. You got Westy here. And you can see that underriding it continues on. Shaborn obviously won pretty easily, but did look a good thing on paper going into the race. I just like the way after sitting wide it sticks to its guns pretty well. Zippernay only grabs it right on the line. And you can see and Westy's boxed on okay, and his Russian worked home okay, but I still think out of those 4 horses, Perun's the one with the most merit out of it. So has drawn slightly wide again in 12, but does draw immediately outside. He's tough enough, who's the likely leader in the race, so hopefully he can work across with it and find itself in a handy spot early on. So yeah, but happy to have something on race 3, number 6, Perun. The 4th, very tough race. So a few of these races I might. The one thing with this race is not too many leaders in it at all. Like Welcome Invader used to be, dead set on speed, but they tried to ride it with a cover the past couple and it's gone okay, but they're nearly all get back types here. One I've had a few coins on its past couples, GG's Grand Lodge. Never beaten far. From the barrier 5, he's got a couple of noted slow beginners inside, like Strathalbyn and Mansplaining, so you imagine it should settle in the first 5 or 6 in a good spot. So race 4, number 6, GG's Grand Lodge, will probably get me again for a few bucks. The 5th, plenty of speed here. Interesting one's probably No Money No Honey, dropping back from the Mayor's Classics over the carnival time. Had a freshen up. This is obviously a lot easier. Tricky little draw. Jubilance is one who didn't have much luck at all last time in the straight. Might just have a quick look at that. So it says 8th of 12, but definitely gone better than 8th of 12. So it is here, get a perfect run in transit here. And you just watch the Star Thoroughbreds colours all the way. It's a fair argument. It should have gone very close to winning if the gap came in the straight. So he's the eventual winner outside it and trophy legs and looks to be travelling better than it. So tried to dart through the middle here and just runs out of room. Has to grab hold. It's tightened out of it. So at the very least, it's going to get beaten a neck. So bunch finish is always a bit of a worry, but obviously didn't have much luck at all there. Bit of depth in the race, but knew it on. It's actually got a very good book, which isn't surprising. Generally he does, but happy to be on race 5, number 11, Jubilance. The 6th, this is very tough. Changed my mind about 7 or 8 times here. Nordic Thunder's one who's sucked me in a few times based on good trials. It's also trialled well coming into this. With the claim, gets in okay. Forced to pick one. Actually, these horses, I get them mixed up. Even though one's a colt, one's a mare. Bell Rock Boy, Bedrock Dreams. I never know which one's which. Yeah, so Nordic Thunder is forced to pick one, but really struggling with race 6. The 7th. One here I'll actually like a bit of value in the form of George's Gamble. Gets Newt on, decent jockey change. Big query in this race is Outdone, who's first up in the state for Scott Brunton. I think it started favourite at about 7 of its last 8 Victorian runs, so it's obviously shown a fair bit. But I might just have a quick look at George's Gamble. Look, wasn't given much chance at all last time in a race that turned into fence on speed dominated. And previous couple was sort of beaten sort of a length and a half and 0.6 of a length in Launceston. So, and the sectional times were okay last time. So he is here in white with the red colours out the back. Second last now on the outside. So he just decides to go round them all and they just keep coming out underneath. If you have a look at all the horses out wide, finish with him and all the place getters are up the inside. See all these horses that have come out underneath, lost the compass a bit on the turn. You know, it's not a flashing light run, but you're going to get good odds. He's not in the photo at the moment, but so he keeps working home pretty well. You can see like all these horses up, all the other ones out wide haven't done a thing, so I just think he might be one at odds that might be able to have something on for small outlay for a decent result. The 8th, benchmark 70 over the 21.30, and I have to say, given this grade over this distance, this is a super race for a lot of the time. This time of year over this distance, you generally have these races filled up with one-pace slugs, but some really handy types here. Like Century Judy's done nothing wrong, goes up in weight, but one-way ticket, very impressive the other day. You've got a few here getting out to this trip for the first time as well. Taramaya. Touring Affair is the one I keep coming back to though. With the claim, look, it beat Mariano Taramaya on their merits last time. It says that she's had 2 starts over the distance for duck eggs, but they were 4th in the Strut Stakes and 5th in the Tasmanian Oaks. Not beaten far in either occasion. Sort of hot dipped and etc. in those races, so I totally disregard the duck eggs over the distance. Strong barrier 1, so you imagine she's probably going to box seat. Yeah, no, she looks the one. I'm never one to get overly involved in these races, so but have to pick one, and Touring Affair would be my on-topper. The 9th, you could generally make a case for almost everything in this race. Fair bit of speed, a lot will depend on how the track's playing. Probably go shopping for a bit of value. It's drawn the outside, but I didn't mind the trial of GG Style. The other ran 3rd, Kygel Sun ran 2nd, but had a soft trial. Okay, first up record's not flash at all, but provided they can run on with the amount of speed in the race, it might be worth a small investment later on. And in the last, got a Still Moon trialled well the other day. Liffey Bow found his race and was dominant. It's back out to 1400. I'd love to see him barrier 1 just use his natural speed and lead. And if they want to take him on, take a sit. But as a tackler's the one you just keep coming back to. Even though he's 1600 back to 1400, he's been hugely impressive his past couple. Just unbelievably strong weight. Even though he's back in trip, you imagine he's still going to posse up 4th or 5th and be in striking distance. And if he's in a couple of lengths at the 200, he's going to take no end of holding out. And it's actually horse that I've got a bit of time for as a tackler. It was when I first got back into the gallop side of thing. He was the first horse that I sort of zoomed in on and had a decent bet on, and he managed to do the job. So he's probably to blame for me keeping on with this caper. So blames the tackler. Yeah, so be interesting to see if the trip back, if they walk and make it a dash home, and might sort of lack a turn of foot of a couple of them, but it's definitely still the one you have to have on top. So just confirming then the ones that I'd recommend backing. So do like race 3, number 6, Perun. Race 5, number 11, Jubilance. And at value, race 8, it was George's, race 7, number 6, George's Gamble. So they're probably the 3 that I'd recommend investing on, and probably more confident. And Perun, you probably should get each way odds, all of them, just with the depth in the races. And as I said, just have a throw out the stumps in the first couple on the first starters. Don't go overboard. Royal Strategy and April Baby. So yeah, GG's Grand Lodge. I said I'll definitely have something on all of them that I've thrown out, but forced to pick a best bet. Said we'll go Perun, race 3, number 6. So anyway, guys, I will wrap it up there. So must admit, I do like this Anzac Day Eve concept. Be interesting to see how they embrace it, and so I think it could have a lot of merit going forward if it's done in the right way. And so we'll be looking at how it's sort of done. It's sort of, if it can sort of work in years to come. So anyway, as you can tell, I'm a bit lost for words, so we'll wrap it up there, and we'll chat to you guys soon. Thanks again.